Good morning, Salem High. I'm Ethan. Today is Friday, March 27th. Welcome to our first edition of the Salem High News in the quarantine era. We hope you are all safe and sane. Today we bring you an interview we did on Wednesday with our principal, Dr. Meier, and assistant principal, Mr. Tombleson. Before we get to that, we want to ask you to help us make next week's news. Students and staff, record a 5 or 10-second selfie and tell us how you're feeling, what you're doing, and how you're staying busy. That's it! Let the world know you are out there. Then share your video on Snapchat with us at Salem High News. One word. Then you can be a part of the Salem High News like you've always wanted to be. Thank you, and now we bring you our special Salem High News interview. Let's go to that now.
Good morning, everybody. This is Mr. Cabot here at home on Wednesday morning, and this is our very first Salem High News video chat. And we have Kaylin and Erica from the Salem High News here, and I want to welcome Mr. Tombleson and Dr. Meier, and thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So Kaylin and Erica have some questions for you.
When do you think school will start up again? Because I know that's like a really big question that everyone has.
Yeah, definitely. And unfortunately, it's still a really big question that everybody has. So right now, as you know, Governor Baker has said that all schools will be closed until April 6th at the earliest. But that's just an estimate. That's based on, hopefully everybody's doing what they're supposed to do and flattening the curve, and then we can come back to school. Obviously, that's still going to be a work in progress, and they're going to be reassessing based on data from day to day. So right now, I am keeping the bright side of things, and I said that in April 7th, we'll be all back together. And then if that changes, it changes.
Our second question was, with prom most likely canceled, and with everyone that bought their dresses already, how do you think people are trying to fill that void they have?
I'm actually going to throw that back to you guys. How are you guys filling your void and staying healthy? Turn the tables.
I mean,
Yeah, so with us, especially with prom, we were wondering if it would be rescheduled, but if not, we were thinking of having a small get together with our close friends, so it's not a big group, and that wouldn't be so much of a risk for the virus and everything. But yeah,
at least we can still have our fun, take our pictures, and at least do it with people we know.
Yeah,
right. I mean, that would certainly be fun. Obviously, if timing permits, we want to reschedule because we don't want people to miss out on it. It's not just the money that you've spent, but it's an event. It's a rite of passage, and to have that not be there for you is it changes what you thought your school year was going to be, whether that's junior year or senior year. In terms of getting together, that doesn't sound like social distancing to me. And I leave that to your parents to make that decision for you.
But it also seems like this is not a unique problem to Salem High School, right? Essentially every high school in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and many other states are facing this issue. And so I would anticipate that there would be some pretty creative ideas about how to, make up for this loss.
Yeah. Another question is, do you think graduation would most likely be canceled?
Again, to be determined. It depends on how long we're out of school for. That's something we want to preserve as much as possible. So even if we're at a point where there's not a physical graduation with students, crossing the stage, as it were, we would find a way to make sure that that's special and that we recognize each kid who's graduating. So would it be canceled? No, we'll find a way to have a graduation of some form, even if it's not an in-person traditional graduation.
So for the school days that we missed, would we have to make those up, or is that kind of just not
No, I mean, schools, I don't have to mind the exact the wording, but schools won't have to make up anything past their normal 185 days. So, we have those 5 snow days, we would use those, but we wouldn't be going into July or anything like that.
And these days, these sort of virtual classes that we're holding right now are considered school days.
Right.
Do you think most students are able to get online?
Yeah, I mean, that's a challenge for sure, right? We're asking the teachers to help us collect information about students that are not connecting with them during these, these office hours that are scheduled. And right now we're in day 2, essentially. And well, we had day 2 rather, and we're looking at some fairly significant numbers of students that are not connecting with teachers. So it's going to take a little bit of time to figure out why. And it's going to take some time to figure out when we know why, how we're going to address that. One of the biggest issues that we've heard about so far is internet connectivity. And it's a real challenge for some of our students and families, and even students that do have it. I mean, we just saw with Jack, right? He was pretty much unable to connect. So big, significant challenges that we're working on trying to figure out the best way to handle them. Most students, yeah, I think probably most students are able to connect, but we've got some that we need to help with.
What's the biggest obstacle to distance learning?
So I think that Mr. Tombleson just touched on a lot of that, where we don't have connectivity that's equal everywhere. Not everybody has Chromebooks. I personally really hate video chatting. I've spent a lot of my professional life trying to avoid it, and here I am doing it every single day. So I think that there's a little bit of kind of that sort of reluctance to be recorded and have your face out there, and nobody really likes how they look on camera or sound on camera. Our teachers are used to teaching face-to-face. They didn't become online teachers; they became face-to-face teachers because they enjoy working with teenagers every single day. So I think for a lot of our teachers, that's been a real struggle to not be able to see their kids and get that energy and those connections every day. So I think that there's some pedagogy challenges. There's some kind of personal obstacles that we've had to get over. There's a lot and there's some technical challenges as well.
I don't think it's any secret that some of your teachers are more digitally tech savvy. Yeah, there's the word.
A lot of teachers now are not just trying to connect with the students that we teach every day, but homeschool our own children and try to, or if they're younger, they've got the care of babies and toddlers, and that's definitely kind of a challenge for your teachers as well. Yeah. But I do want to say, one of the things I've always said is we as adults need to show to students that we are lifelong learners, and we have just been thrust into that. And so I'm one of the things I'm just ecstatic about is how well your teachers have stepped up and said, you know what, I'm going to learn how to do this because this is what we're going to do now.
So the last question is, why should students stay involved in their classes if they're not being graded?
Because one, learning is a mindset. And so if you just like over the summer, if you get out of the habit of learning and engaging with material, it's going to be harder when you come back for sure. I think this is a great opportunity to go back and review some concepts that people, maybe you had a hard time with. If, students who are behind in work, we are encouraging them to make up their work now, because that way their grades are going to be better when we come back. But most importantly, I think this is a community. We're all in this together. And if people drop out of that community, that weakens our community. That makes us less. So it's so important for us to stay connected, not just with the work to keep our brains exercised, but with each other to make sure, we're going through this together. And when we come back, and we will, we have to have that sense of we all looked out for each other.
Should wrap it up. Is there anything that we didn't ask or talk about that you think we should cover?
We also need some assistance in terms of how best to connect with you. Are the Twitter, Facebook, and I think we're going on Instagram now. Are those sufficient? Should we be doing anything differently?
We're trying to connect with as many students as possible using the means that we know are available, but if there's others that we need to be adding right now, this is the time to tell us.
Yeah.
How would you suggest students let you know?
Yeah.
Email is fine.
Yeah.
Especially
And
if you
what is
tag.
I'm sorry, what is the Salem High School Instagram address?
I don't know. I watch Facebook.
No, I'm on Facebook.
I'll find out and I'll add it as a little subtitle right here.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Twitter.
Twitter works.
And Twitter. So I'd like to thank Erica's Birds for giving us the soundtrack and this whole video chat.
There's no sun, but the sound makes it feel like it's sunny.
That's right. It feels very tropical in here. All of it.
Yeah. I think we should all post pictures of our pets. That'd be nice.
Thanks, Erica. Thanks, Kaylin. And thank you very much,
All
Mr.
right.
Tombleson and
Thank you.
Dr. Meier.
All right. Thank you.
Everybody take care.
Have a great day, guys.